Okay guys, so second part of your assignment is going to be to go through this second portion of the video. So we're going to look at slide 7, right? It's chapter 4, lesson 2. On your assignment today, the first bit of directions are going to say, use counters to find the quotient and the remainder. What does that mean? Okay, so the first thing you have to know is the vocabulary. So on your paper, or you can come back to this PowerPoint, but you might want to write it on your paper so that you have the vocabulary terms if you need them for the test, right? Because you don't want to have to go back to every single PowerPoint. The quotient is the answer to your division problem, and today we're learning about the remainder, which all you need to remember is it's the leftovers, okay? Anything that wasn't used in a division problem. I'll show you what that means, so don't get confused, just write that down. All right, now, let's start with the first set of problems I'm gonna give you to show you how they want you to do this. So on numbers 1 through 7, they're gonna have it in this format. On numbers 9, or 8 and 9, it's gonna look like this. Both of these are correct to write, right? They're just written a different way. Okay, so both of these mean 4 goes into 10 how many times? 10 can be divided up into 4 pieces how many times? Okay, so what they want you to use for counters, this is the number that we are going to break 10 apart into. Okay, and whatever is not used, that's going to be distinguished by R, which is the remainder. So on your answer, you should have something that says Q for quotient and R for remainder. Okay, now if we're dividing it into 4 pieces, I'm going to make 4 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you can put it on a board. This is probably going to go on your paper though. So if you want to write it on a whiteboard, if you have a whiteboard at home, that's fine. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take out 10 pieces of whatever you used as manipulative. So I'm going to count those out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. You will eventually transfer this onto your paper. So if you're doing it on a whiteboard, or if you're using manipulatives like I'm doing here, then you're going to have to actually draw these in each of the circles to show me what you know. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take all these 10 pieces. Sorry, they're going to slide all over the place. Probably the wrong choice of thing to use. Okay, I have 10 pieces here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them to each of these circles evenly. So I'm going to start at the beginning and I'm just going to make my way down. So here goes 1, right? 2, 3, 4. All right, so that's 4 groups. And then we're going to start again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that one's trying to go in a circle. Now these two I can't use because I won't be able to put 1 in each of the circles. So every circle has to have the same amount. So since these two can only go in this circle, right? And this one, these two will be left without 3, right? So we're not going to use this one and this one. We're going to take those 2 out. So our remainder is going to be 2. And our quotient, how many times can I divide 4 into 10 pieces? Or how many times can 10 be divided into 4? Would be 2, right? Because each of these circles has 2 inside of it. Okay, so my quotient, my answer, will be 2. My remainder will be 2. Good to go? Let's try another one. Okay, so now I'm going to take out all my pieces. Give me 1 second. I'm going to put the phone down. We're going to try 13 divided by 3. So while you're waiting for me, write that on your paper. Try to see if you can do it on your own really fast, or do it with mom or dad and just let them guide you. Okay, 13 divided by 3 is going to be our next problem. So let's try it again. 13, right? 13 divided by 3. Okay, so it can look like this. It can also look like 3 goes into 13 how many times? Either way, they're both written the same way. So how many groups do I need to make? I need to make a total of 3 groups. Okay, so I'm going to make 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups. Good to go so far? 1, 2, and 3. How many pieces am I going to count out? I'm going to count out 13. Oh, help me with these, right? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. So if I were you, I would pause the video right here and see if you get the same answer that I come out with. So remember, we're looking to distribute them evenly into each of the circles. Once you finish one set, then start back over at the same circle and go back over. And then you're going to write in how many beads are in one of those circles here, okay, and what group of beads are left over. So how many are left over, okay? So I would stop the video if I were you, pause it, and then come back. Okay, so I'm going to take 1 bead here, 2, 3, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, okay? 10, 11, 12, and I still have 1 more. Okay, but since this little guy doesn't fit in all of these, right? I don't have 1 for each of these circles, then I'm going to leave him out. How many are in 1 circle? There are 4, so my quotient is 4. How many are remaining? 1. So my remainder is 1. So now, guys, you're doing division. 13 divided by 3 is 4 with a remainder of 1. Okay, so if you got that right, good job. If not, we're still going to work on a couple more. We can practice a couple more. I would do the last 2 and see if you can do them without mom or dad's help. Okay, and in fact, the next problem, let's lower this one down a little bit because it will take us forever. Let's try... let's try 6, and we'll do 15. Okay, so let's switch that over to 6 divided by 15, or 15 divided by 6. All right, so our next problem is going to be 15 divided by 6. Another way you can do this if you don't have counters, which is what I'm going to show you right now, okay, is if I have 15 divided by 6, okay, it could also look like this, 6 divided into 15, right? I can draw circles, so if you absolutely don't have anything, I would draw circles up here, 3, 4, 5, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is another way to do it if you absolutely don't have circles. So instead of my 3 circles here, I got to erase these because I need how many circles? How many times am I dividing 15 up into? If you said 6, you are correct. Okay, so there are my 6 circles right there. And my 15 little ones that represent this number. Okay, so I've got 6 circles to represent this guy, how much I group it up into, and 15 to represent this. Okay, so as I go through these, I'm going to cross each of them out. All right, so that's another way to do it. So let's say I did this circle. I'm going to take this one and cross it out and put it here. Okay, the next circle, I'm going to cross it out. You just have to be more careful with this and make sure you're really crossing it out. The next circle, cross it out and do it over here. Next one over here, cross it out and do it right here. Next one, cross it out. Okay, and we're going to continue until we finish. I'm going to back this off so then you can see how I do it. And then I noticed that in this one, I don't have 6 circles left. So I'll have 3 of these are going to be left over. So my quotient, my Q, well, every circle has 2 in it. So I'm going to put 2 with a remainder of 3. Okay, so 15 divided by 6 is 2, remainder 3. Your last one is 26 divided by 5. On the bigger numbers, I can show you how to do this a little bit easier. I'll do it on the next lesson to see if you guys, I want you to get the hang of this first before I confuse you. So what you do is count out 25. Okay, and I want you to pause the video and try to do this one after I write this. So you're going to do 26 divided by 5 is equal to, and then you're going to write out Q and R. And I want you to try this without me, so try to pause it and represent this. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and do it for you over here now. So if you aren't ready to see the answer, pause it right now so then you can check. Okay, so you should have 5 circles, right? Because we're dividing 26 into 5 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For 26, you should have 5, remainder 1. Okay, how does that work? Well, there should be 5 circles in each of these. Okay, 5 of these fit in each of these, but we have 1 guy left over. Since this little guy can't fit into each of these, like we don't have 1 for each of these circles, then we have a remainder of 1. Okay, that's going to be your assignment today, guys. So it's pretty simple. You're going to go through, let me see, you're going to go through 1 through 8, just how I showed you. Okay, and even 9 through 10, they give you a little bit bigger space, but this is just space to show your work. So you notice here, they show you differently than what they did right here, right? So it's just a difference of problem. You're still taking 35 and dividing it up into 4 groups. Okay, so that's what it means by draw a quick picture. Make sure you're following the directions on there. The second group of problems that you have is this one, which is 13A through D. You need to be able to, on a separate sheet of paper, so it's this group of problems down here, right? It says choose yes or no to tell whether the division expression has a remainder. So you have to do the problem first on a separate sheet of notebook paper. Then figure out if this problem has a remaining amount. It might not. If it doesn't, circle in no. If it does have a remainder, circle in yes. Okay? And you'll do that for each of the rest of the problems. I will be giving you the other word problems over the next couple days, but not today. So don't worry about the other ones. So for today, you're just doing numbers 1 through 10, and then also 13A through D. Okay? All right, good luck. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Once again, these videos are up, so pause them if you need to, okay, guys? And take your time. Okay, make sure you draw those pictures right and transfer your answers correctly. All right, have a good day. Bye-bye.